my
split the ship in
gosh.
two. A huge wall of water blocks the
Oh
view, and by
my
the time
goodness.
it dissipates, the ship is nowhere to be seen.
Oh no. Man. This is scary, man. Oh man. Oh man, the guy got hit by the rope. Man, this is Fast and Furious. What's up, team? My name is Tom, and today I'm gonna react to incredible military moments caught on camera. As people who live in peaceful time, if you live in a country where there's no war, it's very hard to imagine how it's gonna be and how destructive are the weapons of war. And this video will show us how it might be. So let's jump in.
And a special mine from a nimble Norwegian anti-ship missile that can hit a target over 100 miles away, and a paratrooper in Alaska whose training jump almost ended in catastrophe, to a Russian ICBM that NATO has rightfully named Satan II, and a special mine-clearing device that looks more like a giant exploding fire
What is
hose.
this, man?
Here are some of the most incredible
Looks like a
military
Spider-Man,
moments caught on
but
camera.
like robot Spider-Man.
For a long time, the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard have struggled to manage China's vast array of lightly armed vessels and dual-use civilian craft. These boats are extremely agile, making them hard to spot, stop, and sink. To solve this problem, the DoD sank millions of dollars into the QuickSync program. Now, QuickSync is a low-cost answer to a major problem. Basically, QuickSync straps a guidance kit to a 2,000-pound JDAM, or Joint Direct Attack Munition. Because JDAMs are readily available and can be dropped by most military aircraft, it effectively turns any pilot into a ship-sinking machine. Now, QuickSync bombs have three critical components: the guidance kit that steers the rocket, the seeker kit that tracks the target, and the payload that deals all the damage.
I thought to say that it's guided like by a magnet, but man, it's long ago, those days when the magnets were connected to bombs, man, and now it's all more advanced.
To demonstrate QuickSync's abilities, the Navy arranged a live demonstration in the Gulf of Mexico on a decommissioned ship. The best part? They set a GoPro on board to capture the chaos. From the sky, you can see the rocket fly in and
Oh
split
my
the ship in
gosh.
two. A huge wall of water blocks the
Oh
view, and by
my
the time
goodness.
it dissipates, the ship is nowhere to be seen. It's that fast. The GoPro puts things into even better perspective. The missile is so fast that you don't even see it hit. Only
It
water
just like
spraying out of a hole in
literally
the center of
split the ship
Not long
apart,
after,
man. The ship
GoPro
is
falls
underwater
down
already.
and into the water. A 3D rendering shows how the ship looked at the bottom of the sea after it sank. Normally, the Navy would deal with maritime ships with torpedoes launched from submarines. But those systems are far more expensive than QuickSync. Furthermore, QuickSync puts anti-ship lethality
Man,
in
this
the Air
looks
Force's hands.
like
Now we can attack hostile
terrifying.
ships on two fronts, from underwater and from high in the clouds.
Man, this is wow.
The K-300P, or the Bastion P, is a Russian coastal defense missile designed to engage surface ships such as battleships, convoys, and aircraft carriers. The letter P in the name denotes the rocket's mobility. That's because it's stored in the back of a truck and driven to where it's supposed to launch. On September 26th of 2018, the Russian military arrived in the Arctic to test some of their Bastion
Man, I wonder how much money does it cost to build such a rocket, man. Only one rocket, man.
rockets.
I
When they
bet
launch, these
multiple
rockets
millions at
shoot
least.
straight up and then use thrusters on either side to correct their trajectory. Here's what that looks like up close and personal.
Man, wow. Man, basically there's a head that puts the rocket on the right trajectory and then it just falls off and rocket just launches, man. Man, this is scary, man. Man, we live in an age where a rocket can just like land and you're just dead without noticing that. Well, at least you won't suffer, you know.
Miles. The missile can
Some
reach an
positivity in
altitude of
that.
46,000 feet before falling back down and skimming across the ocean. It'll fly about 16 feet above the water before exploding against its target. Now, while the Bastion P can do some damage, it's nothing compared to the weapons Russia keeps underground.
Who is this Terminator? My god.
Meet the Sarmat, an intercontinental
Sarmat.
ballistic missile, or an ICBM, equipped with a thermonuclear warhead. This bad boy packs a 50 megaton punch, which is like 50 million tons of TNT blowing up at once. There's a reason
Man, I cannot
NATO
even
calls it
imagine how
Satan
much is
II.
it.
The ordnance weighs over 200 tons, is over 100 feet long, and is roughly 10 feet wide. It takes a lot of power just to load it into the launch tube. When Satan II launches, an initial burst pops it out of the tube. Then, the bottom cap flies off, and secondary thrusters kick in. This propels the rocket into the stratosphere, never to be seen again. Well, at least
Man.
not until it comes down on the other side of the world.
High
Let's
technologies,
see it
I'm
all
telling
again
you.
in slow motion.
Man, I love the way the bottom cap just like goes off and just has this fire push, you know, to one side, and well, man, that looks
The Sarmat can travel just
Good.
over 11,000 miles, meaning it can
11,000
travel
miles.
from Moscow to New York City with room to spare. According to President Putin, it can carry up to 10 nuclear warheads. Let's hope Satan II stays
to 10.
underground.
Oh
where it
my
belongs.
goodness, man. Like, just imagine that 80 years ago, they had only the atomic bomb. Basically, look at the development of the rocket science from the World War II till now, man. This is like night and day, man. I would say polar night.
Anti-mine is a crucial branch of any military force. Nobody is better at it than the U.S. Army's amphibious assault divisions. That's thanks to the Mark 154 Mine Clearance Launcher, the latest in minesweeping technology. Picture this. You're piloting an amphibious assault vehicle, or AAV, and approaching an enemy beachhead. You know the sand is filled with mines, but you obviously can't see them.
Okay.
Thankfully, your AAV is equipped with the Mark 154. You kick back and relax, while a giant exploding fire hose does all the work.
I want to see this one. Man, look at the rope, man. It looks like spider web, or like something else, if you know what I mean. And wow, I mean, like, amazing. Basically, this thing clears out a lots of mines. Man, this is
Mine-clearing
nice.
line charges like this have been around since World
think-
War II. We've obviously made significant improvements over the years. In a nutshell, the fire hose-looking device is a 100-meter string of C4. It deploys over a minefield and detonates on command, clearing a path wide enough to move tanks and troops through safely. Here's what that might look like from the driver's seat.
I wonder how much space like it covers, you know. Man, this is nice, you know, like, man, I wonder why do they connected the rope though? Like to control it? Or
The Mark 154
why?
isn't only for beaches. As you
Just
can
to see where it
it's
is?
helpful whenever your army rolls up on an enemy minefield. Take this clip from the forests of Fort Stewart, Georgia, for example.
Guys, please write your options in the comment section. I'm really curious why they have connected the rope to the rocket. Man, this rope looks so unreal. I'm saying, man. I'm telling you, but it, like, I don't, yeah, like, I'm just curious, why do they shoot it so high? But I mean, just so that it could fly
Of course,
farther, I
countermeasures
guess.
exist to combat these line-clearing charges. Some mines use fuse mechanisms that detonate under steady pressure, such as a vehicle driving over them. However, the fuse locks when exposed to sudden shock, such as a massive cord of C4 detonating nearby. Belarus is a landlocked Eastern European country sandwiched between Russia, Ukraine, Poland, Lithuania, and
Yeah, it's our neighbors.
For
I'm
them,
from Latvia, by the way,
Independence Day
guys.
is July 3rd, celebrating
They
their
have this
liberation
crazy
from Nazi
dude
occupation.
called
The capital city
Lukashenko
of
at
Minsk,
power,
home to
man.
just under 2
The
million
dictator.
people,
I'm
hosts
good.
the annual military parade. It's a big deal that requires a lot of practice. So, the tanks performing in the parade will run dress rehearsals in the weeks leading up. On June 26th of 2017, one of those rehearsals went awry when it began raining on the parade route. Someone should have told this driver to slow down a bit.
Yeah, he just said, why not, mate? Why not? Oh, man. Oh, man, the guy got hit by the rope. Man, this is Fast and Furious. I bet it was Dominic Toretto, yeah? Driving the thing. Mate. In Russian, it's called kosyak. You know, when you do this, it means like trouble.
Thankfully, everyone in and on the tank was okay. They're lucky this didn't happen on parade day, as the sidewalks would have been teeming with people. Aftermath footage shows the kind of damage a speeding tank can do when it loses control.
Man, tank can like go through everybody, like, because it's from iron. Man, I think that the driver had just too much
Not
alcohol and
everyone is
too
excited
much
about the
Fast and
Independence Day
Furious
parade in
watching.
Minsk. Some question whether it's safe for 40-ton tanks to speed down the main road like that. They point to this video as Exhibit A. They also think the whole thing is a gross waste of money. While there are no exact figures, it's estimated that each parade causes $3 million worth of damage to the roads. After all, they weren't built for tanks to roll down.
That's
Then
true, man.
again,
That's why
the
they
US
wear
spends
these
over $2 billion on
rubber
fireworks every
covers for
4th of
the
July.
tank thingies.
In mid-August of 2021, Hurricane Grace slammed into eastern Mexico. It traveled across the country, weakening significantly before reaching the west coast. Eastern states suffered much worse than western states. The south-central state of Hidalgo got caught in the middle. After the storm, the Mexican military deployed hundreds of emergency helicopters to survey the damage and help the affected citizens. On August 26th, one of those survey missions went horribly wrong when a naval helicopter fell from the sky and crashed into a bus.
Man, this is scary stuff. This is scary stuff, man. Oh, man. They got out. You kidding me, man? Oh my gosh. Man, that
Look at how the
was
blades
they were
shatter like
they
glass
are
when they
born
hit the
in
ground.
you know
There's
in
no telling how far
that's
they flew or
lucky
how much
guys. I
damage
mean,
they caused.
man, just
Thankfully, the bus cleared
imagine.
the danger
I
zone
thought
seconds
the
before
bus is
blades
gonna
started
get
ripping
destroyed by
apart
the
everything in sight.
chopper.
And we're not sure what caused the
Hurry, get to the chopper.
helicopter to crash. According to some reports, the chopper experienced some kind of equipment malfunction. Thanks to the pilot's quick thinking, everyone inside was okay. They were treated for minor cuts and bruises on the scene.
Man, fortunately.
The history of paratrooping goes back to the mid-1940s, when a platoon within the 29th Infantry Regiment became the first official paratrooper unit. Airborne divisions have been...
By the way, it was efficiently, in my opinion, efficiently. Maybe it was not efficiently used, but paratroopers were used during the D-Day. Before the landings, they dropped troops to the other side of German lines, defense lines, right? So that they could sabotage the guns, kill some officers, you know, and make some, you know, yeah, you know what I mean. So, yeah.
Dropping into enemy territory ever since. Of course, paratroopers
Make some
go
trouble.
through relentless training before ever experiencing the real thing. On March 8th of 2023, an airborne division in Alaska flew up for a routine test jump. A soldier named Josh stepped up to the door and jumped with his fellow paratroopers. Unfortunately, his jump didn't go very well.
Oh shit. You see that guy right there? What's up?
Man, this is so scary, man.
Oh shit.
Man, never give up. Never give up. Fight till the end, guys, man. That was done. My gosh, I thought this was gonna be over.
Josh pulled his reserve chute at the last second after his main one failed. He landed safely on the ground, but probably needed a few minutes to relax. Now, parachute can fail for 3 reasons: careless or improper packing, poor body position during deployment, or faulty equipment. If the main parachute fails, jumpers are taught to cut it away immediately to deploy their reserve chute safely.
Yeah, you can
In this
see
video-
you can see that the second how to say it, like second thingy went out from the backpack
Josh seems to have cut the main chute just enough to deploy his reserve
parachute. You know,
before
the
hitting
second
ground.
parachute went out.
The Naval Strike Missile, or NSM, is precisely what it sounds like. It's an anti-ship land attack missile capable of taking out enemy vessels from 100 nautical miles away. Kongsberg Defence and Aerospace, a Norwegian company that specializes in anti-ship missiles, builds and sells them to the US, Japan, Canada, Australia, and Spain,
Ooh,
among
man.
other countries.
Hard
On
impact.
June 24th of 2015,
That's for sure.
Kongsberg demonstrated how effective their NSM was. They locked onto a distant frigate, armed the warhead, and fired. Let's see how accurate this thing is.
3, 2, 1, fire. Everything.
You. Oh man. Oof.
Well, let's see that again. in
Man, that
slow
was
motion.
rough.
The missile comes in from the right side of the screen. Once it makes impact, parts
Also, imagine if missile hits the room where the warheads are held. You know, it's gonna blow up the whole ship straight away.
of the ship get scattered into the ocean. From a distance, the size of the blast becomes even more apparent. The NSM uses
Man,
inertial
oof,
GPS
that's
and
impressive.
terrain reference navigation
You say if army officials like signed it, we're buying it, no problem.
to lock onto and
That's a good
destroy
intro,
its
you know.
targets. The frame and high thrust to weight ratio also makes the missile more maneuverable than others. And because it can travel so low to the water, it excels at avoiding enemy air defenses. The NSM
Man,
can
that's
also
smart
maneuver
also.
around physical obstacles to strike targets on land. In other words, this thing's like Yondu's arrow, but if the arrow carried a 260-pound warhead. If you've ever seen a World War II paratrooper movie, then you've seen static line jumping. The US military has used this technique since the 1940s to deploy paratroopers safely, effectively, and rapidly over a battlefield. The static
Okay.
line is a cord connecting the jumper to the aircraft. In the footage, you'll see yellow lines coming off their deployment packs that connect to a rail above the door. As the paratrooper jumps, the line pulls taut and deploys the parachute. All the jumper must do is navigate to the ground and rely on their training to land safely.
Okay. I mean, this is how they used it during the D-Day also, I guess so. Man, show me from the other angle, please. So basically they jump and the parachute opens up straight away, okay. And look at the plane though, man. Looks like a big alien ship. Yeah, they just like scattered people all around the battlefield. Oh, that's interesting, man. All right, they're jumping also from both exits. Oh, it increases the speed. That's also smart. Also, guys, it's smart to like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and join my team. Let's go. Man, the guy gets dragged, man, by the air.
Went pretty well, sir. Went pretty well. Loved it. Very nice.
Did you land nicely?
Private Chunk
can say
ready,
that. I'm
ladies
all
and
okay,
gentlemen.
Okay.
Before these guys jump from a real plane, they'll undergo between 4 and 5 hours of ground-level training. The key is body position. If you don't leave the aircraft properly, you could end up like this Mexican paratrooper. Let's just say he had the spins.
What happened? Oh no. Man, this is scary, man. This is scary. Man, this is so unfortunate to die during a training, right? Man. Bro, save him already. But what can they do? Where did he like hooked?
We're not
Against
sure
what?
how long this poor paratrooper kept spinning outside the plane. Imagine being stuck on an endless carnival ride several thousand feet
Man,
above
I
sea
cannot
level.
imagine that
It's enough
because
to
like
make a
turning
battle-hardened
around all the time he
paratrooper
was.
sick to their stomach. According to reports, they were able to pull him back inside. We're just not sure how.
Man, the plane is so
Hopefully, they had
huge, man. I
water and
cannot
crackers to
stop
calm his stomach.
emphasizing on that. I just cannot stop.
Of all the secret weapons the government works on, the railgun has become
What
one of
about
the
American
most
weapons, man?
infamous. They were technically first invented over 100
Ah,
years
maybe
ago,
this
and since
wasn't
then,
caught
they've
on the
come
camera,
quite a
though.
long way. The railguns we have today are basically massive cannons. They use
Man, one of them were
electromagnetic
used,
pulses rather
I think,
than
and
gunpowder or
created
chemicals
during
to
the World
launch a
War II
projectile.
in
And,
Germany.
Launch is an understatement. These guns can fire a non-explosive projectile over 100 nautical miles at speeds reaching Mach 6. That's over 4,600 miles per hour. Here's
Wow,
what that
that's
looks
a
and
lot.
sounds like in action.
Man, this is scary also. Choo 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 choo. I'm gonna kill you, fool.
Now, railguns don't fire an explosive round because they simply don't have to. Instead, they fire a solid projectile that relies on pure kinetic energy to obliterate whatever stands in its way. A railgun is a big electric circuit containing 3 crucial parts.
What is
A
the
power
use of it?
source, 2 parallel rails, and a conductive projectile. First, they'll run millions of amps through the rails. The current travels up and down the positive and negative arms, creating a powerful electromagnetic field that launches the projectile at mind-boggling speeds. As of today, railguns are in the R&D stage. We know how to make them and why they work, but we don't know how practical they are. The biggest challenge right now is durability. Nobody has demonstrated the ability to fire multiple high-powered shots without frying the whole thing. Remember, 1,000,000 amps is a lot of power.